What is going on, everybody? The holidays are upon us, and so I thought now would be as good a time as ever to talk about some potential gift ideas for anyone who's either training with a sliding bench trainer or a total gym, or maybe potentially thinking about doing so in the future. But I'm actually gonna get into a few things that I personally don't have that's on my own little wish list, and everything found and covered in this video you guys can find down below in the description box. If you guys do wanna check it out, help support me and the channel, so that's always greatly appreciated. All right, getting the most obvious thing out of the way, if they don't have a total gym, or maybe consider picking up a second one, maybe a smaller one that they can actually travel or bring outdoors. And then the other obvious externals I'll get out front. If you know someone who already has this machine, you wanna look and kind of add some more attachments, and they have a total gym, definitely go to the total gym attachments page. I'll link that down below. And then after attachments are kind of covered, if they do not have any external weight plates, these ones I like a lot. They're cheap. I think they still are the cheapest ones on Amazon. They have different kind of diameters. If they're using other weight bars and other bar attachments they might consider, you can get the 2-inch hole. It still fits on there, moves around. Just gonna need some extra kind of clips to kind of keep it locked in. Otherwise, they have 1-inch diameter holes that makes it kind of nice and neat and compact for a total gym. So getting some external weights is a must. And you can never go wrong with adding more weights and possibly even more bands, honestly, because that's something I'm personally wishing for. I've been saying for a few videos I'm gonna get another set of 45s, and I just haven't pulled the trigger because just like you guys and everybody else, I'm kind of working with my own little budget here. All right, now I'm just gonna bust off a few other things that I like and really recommend. The Great Flex Easy Bar Curl Bar. This thing, no pun intended, is pretty great if you like doing biceps and tricep exercises, want a little more versatility. This thing is essentially made for these machines, so definitely check that out. If you know anybody who wants to do some isolated leg work, these D-Moose ankle straps are the strongest that I've ever tried. I don't worry about them at all kind of falling off. They're relatively inexpensive, bunch of different color patterns. What's cool about these, this is great for doing things like hamstring curls, quads. Can be a little cumbersome to get into. That's just kind of something, if someone's a little more flexible, they might consider that. You can do a lot of glute kickbacks, leg abduction, adduction exercises, essentially anything you use the ankle strap for a total gym, I definitely would consider getting these. It's definitely a must. The tricep bar attachments, I got stuff falling everywhere. People love or hate these things. People just ask me, do I like these things? I have 2 of them. You know, you need 2 of them. You could use 1. I use it sometimes. It's one of these things I just don't think about too much using, but a lot of people do like these, and this is a really cool option. It does go pretty well with a sliding bench trainer, so they don't have a rope attachment. Consider that. The chrome handles from Total Gym are really good, so that's something if you don't have those, I said that's essentially a must. And there's also the chrome handle option from Huck Products, which I've been using this, a little more of an angled, kind of different, unique kind of angle to it that has a different kind of a feel. I did a whole video comparing these two. Some people love one versus another. Definitely good quality made item. If they don't have a swivel, for sure, I say it every time, but I might as well feature it, get a swivel. If they have a sliding bench trainer, they're severely missing out. These track handle sports are one of these things that are kind of nice little option, you know, thing. It's kind of like a luxury item. It's a unique experience. I think if anybody who had one of these machines and got this as a gift, they're pretty expensive, so not something someone would really splurge on themselves, but it's definitely, I think, worth it for a gift idea, so I think someone would really appreciate if they got this. These angled 90s, I have the real ones, which I think are the best ones. I don't know if they're actually made in Italy. The company's from Italy. These are definitely better quality than their knockoff ones from Amazon. I'll link these down below. I had these first before I got these. I actually got a promo code for these, so I can link that down below. I actually do love these ones essentially more than those, just because they are much more quality made, higher quality made. And I actually heard that this material is like Mercedes-Benz seatbelt material. Someone told me that, but I'm not sure if that's, I didn't fact check that one, but I heard this thing is really strong, and you can tell it is. All right, now getting to the fun stuff in this video. These are all things that are on my personal wish list that hopefully you guys will see me review in a future video. First is gonna be this brand Hog Legs and their different bar attachments. I think I referenced this briefly in a couple of videos ago. I've used in the past this Instar bar, which is still holding up really well for various things, but it's got these little ball bearing rotation things here. I just don't fully trust it. I've had one of these break, not for this particular brand, but I think these bars actually would work out really good. Also considering there's also 3 different sizes, and just like when you go to the gym, different sizes, different types of bars just feel a bit different. So I kind of want to get there. I think they're 36-inch length bar, maybe even their 42-inch bar would be perfect, I think, for a sliding bench. And it just seems a lot more safer than these that were basically made for resistance bands in case it does break, you're not kind of going to go flying. But I've always preferred straight bars over easy curl bars in the gym anyway, so I really think I'd like it for curls, presses, for triceps, and also like chest related exercises as well. All right, the next thing's been on my radar for a long time. You guys have commented on my channel that I actually check it out, and it works out really well with a total gym. That's these fat grips. You essentially can put these little attachments onto any kind of grip or handle, and makes the grip, or just the grip itself, you feel a little thicker. And this is good for just either improving your grip strength or even just kind of different kind of a feel when you're doing like straight presses and rows as well. I'll do another video on grip strength, because another underrated thing about a Total Gym is just inherently by using it, you will likely, and I think myself personally, it has improved my grip strength. So this would be something else to greatly improve that grip strength if that's something that might be important to you, or just to kind of mix up different pressing and pulling related exercises in the feel of the handles. Now this next attachment I was kind of a little iffy of, but I think it would be very useful, and that's these little core slings. They just add a little bit more extra extension to your handles and a little bit more easier to kind of throw on and take off versus actually potentially buying some extra extensions or maybe some chains. I could see myself actually attaching these to the top of the pull-up bar in the same way I use my angle 90s attachment I just showed you guys a second ago. So I think these are relatively inexpensive, and these would add some, again, other versatility to the Total Gym, but I definitely can see myself just leaving them attached up top and using them for some closed chain related pulls, or just throwing them on to do some standard exercises to add more extension on the fly. Then leads me to just these basic cable extensions. Been thinking about picking these up for a while. I've done a video before that had, I think, chains in a previous video, and you certainly can go to the hardware store, just buy some cheap chains and find some length that suits you. But the thing with chains is just because they're chains, they're kind of heavy, they kind of clang around. Some people might just prefer a cable that won't add as much kind of weight to the actual feel of the machine, but it's not as versatile as an actual chain. So these might be something may or may not be worth it to you, but I've been kind of eyeing these just as a quick and easy way to add some extension to various exercises. This next one I've seen a lot too, and I forget the official name of this. I think this is like a knockoff product or a previously released thing. I don't know what these things are called. They're just kind of weird green type attachments, and there's different things that this company potentially makes that I'll kind of touch on. But first, just those kind of weird shaped handles themselves look kind of cool. If I got that, again, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a must buy, but if someone gave that to me as a gift, I definitely would throw that on the machine. I can see that being really useful and just adding some versatility to pulls and presses. It would kind of feel pretty good. It doesn't give you the same kind of grip, like a closed grip like you would get, but can kind of give you that more of a false grip, which I tend to like with even shoulder presses and just doing straight presses as well. And then on a related note, on this same page here on Amazon, they have one of these kind of like long, different kind of lat pull down or row attachments where you can kind of put your carabiner on different little segments of the attachment. There's other different companies that make different colors and different shapes, but I've been eyeing something like this as well, and I could see this being really handy for just doing a variety of curls, just kind of anchoring the two cables together, which I think would be really good for doing just different varieties of either pull downs or just straight rows. All right, this next thing is a little bit unrelated to the Total Gym, but I always encourage you guys to find activities to supplement your Total Gym training, especially when it comes to your lower body or cardiovascular activity or just something else that just sounds fun. So I love going to the park and trying some outdoor workouts. A lot of it's kind of cardio or lower body related, and I would love to pick up like a heavy duty push sled, maybe one of those wheel push sleds, but it's just a little too expensive. I don't need all that bulky equipment in here. So something like this Titan HD pull sled looks really attractive to me, especially since I've already got some external weight plates. Like I said, that's another reason why you might want to opt for the 2-inch holes instead of the 1-inch hole for your weight bar attachment, if that is something you're considering. And something like this I could see just kind of throwing in the back of my car, maybe with my Total Gym if it gets a little warmer out, and just going to town on an outdoor park workout. It's just something else to kind of mix up the day. This thing gets pretty good reviews, and as long as you don't mind kind of just drawing attention to yourself. But by parks by me, there's not a whole lot of people around, so I think it's something I definitely would pick up and use, and you get a great conditioning workout. I think it's better to do pulling versus pushing sometimes, at least it feels better, especially when you're working on a Total Gym and you're doing a lot of stuff with your arms a lot. So for me, doing the upper and lower body days 9 times out of 10, something like a pull sled I think would be a better option than the traditional push sleds. Now this is just kind of like icing on the cake stuff, totally not necessary, but if you know anyone who's just kind of serious about working out, wants to just likes to support nutrition in general, maybe consider adding some supplementation. So I'll link bulk supplements and stuff I personally recommend from them. I think they're the best site to get affordable, just bulk powders. I'll link everything I use down below as also a promo code. Now some of you guys might not appreciate this, but I know a lot of people do like fun flavored proteins, and they have protein drinks. So if you know someone that uses whey protein, I always stick to basically going to Costco, getting chocolate and vanilla Optimum Nutrition if you want something flavored. Otherwise, like brands like Ghost or Chips Ahoy, this Dimetized Fruity Pebbles one was really good. I just tried this one from Axe and Sludge, which is like a strawberries ice cream Dippin' Dots. So I love just doing this once in a while, just buying some flavored protein. It kind of helps mix things up a little bit, gives you something to look forward to. It's kind of like a kind of like a cheat dessert type thing. So anyone in your life that's kind of physically active, they like protein drinks, and want to try some fun flavors, I will link those down below to the ones that I've tried and definitely recommended. All right guys, then finally, shameless plug, all my one-on-one consultations on my website will be discounted, probably heavily the most I'll do, probably the next week or two until I forget to kind of change the prices back. Hopefully this video is informative and you guys got at least one gift idea from this. If you guys have any questions that I didn't cover in this video, you guys want to go in more detail, I can either link you to a video or just ask me directly in the comment section and I can give you guys my honest thoughts on some other product that's covered here, maybe that's not covered.